Let's go, guys, let's go! Wait, I heard something. You hear that too? LTA, baby. My G's, my G's, my G's, my G's. Welcome back. Woo! Welcome back, G's. Hope you guys are doing well today. It's a new day. Absolutely crazy. All right. What a beautiful day today again with the crew in our LTA trading floor. It was a fun day once again. We're coming together. We're becoming a closer and closer group. Becoming better traders. Everything according plan. All right. There's only one thing I could say, and that is to trust the process. Simply trust the process and you get there, okay? We talked about gold yesterday. We talked about the daily resistance. We initially got stopped out on the first trade. We lost 500 bucks, okay? But we trust the process. We were talking about the 24-27 level, all right? We did not get upset. Trusted my bias. TP1. Absolutely killing it with the crew. Okay? Let's make it happen, fam. Let's turn it into an epic stream. Let's go over everything here. We have some news in a couple minutes already. The GDP, it's going to be important. But tomorrow, of course, we have the PC price index. It's going to be even crazier. So, it's time to get the party started. What do you think? I think so too. I think so too. Let's see who we have with us today in the building. As always, following us, supporting us. That's how it goes. We have a fantastic, fantastic community to work with. All right. Bragmel says, we trust the process. Anai says, haters gonna hate. And Sakus and Lorenzo, my man. Welcome back. Welcome back. Candle Slinger. Welcome back, G. TCM. Should have held yesterday's trade, Lorenzo. Photos. When is the news? Mike. My G. Rafal. Thank you as always. Thank you as always. Brian. All right. Rajat, my G. Good to see you. Elena. Mando. Yeah, man. Very happy with you guys. Jason, LTA best strategy through the free PDF. It's a good start. It's a good foundation, friend. It's a good foundation. Couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. All right. I completely agree. All right. Fantastic, fantastic stuff. Cool. Vivek said this one, touch again. What do you think? Yeah, we're going to talk about it here. We have the news coming in like 7 minutes. We are for sure going to wait for the news to come. All right, super important stuff here in regards to, you know, not just the dollar, especially the GDP here. All right, we also have durable goods orders and the initial jobless claims. So we have a bunch of news. So we have to figure out what are we going to do with our gold trade right now at this current moment. Okay. Let's quickly dive into it though, because it is actually super important. Okay? Because yesterday, of course, we know all what happened here. Okay, the idea is just to trust the process, man. Let nobody, catch you off guard. All right? When telling you one thing, even though your analysis, your thought process might be right. It might be the right thing. But because you're listening to other guys around you, circumstances, right? You're going to get that same problem. And you're going to get maybe distracted from the core. And that is trading. Trading is not only about winning and losing. It's about management. It's about catching the opportunities. Sometimes you have to fail in order to get what you want, to get there. Okay, that's what we talked about. So yesterday, unfortunately, not on stream, right? We tried it. We showed you the entry. It could have easily been that exact same outcome yesterday as well. Didn't happen. We saw that one more manipulative move to the upside. It took out the highs and then it came down. Then it broke structure. Then it came below the previous weekly very low after the daily resistance was hit. And that was the moment for us to say, okay, you know what? Re-entry, second time. That's what it is. All right. So therefore, very important stuff. We can cover the trade a little bit later on. But for now, we have a lot of news coming. We opened this 50-minute candle without a bottom wick as well. We really squeezed upwards here 5 minutes before the news. So I have for sure thrilled my stop already to the Sunday open. We already have taken our profits as well. Okay, so now it's all about the management of the trade itself and then maybe even looking for new trading opportunities. Okay, this is seriously bearish right now. Of course, we saw the daily, we saw that push down. Obviously, we can still push up. We can come back up towards critical levels here. I am looking personally at a potential pullback. Okay, back into this 2390 level, 2390, yeah, 2390. The early previous Sunday open. The reason why is because, from there onwards, I just know what to do. Are we going to scale into our position? Are we going to trade it towards the 2398? Is that what, or 89? Is that what we're going to look at? Or are we going to close our position in full already right there, just to make sure that we can, look for that same thing here. All right. Unfortunately, cannot control this, right? On the 15-minute time frame, we saw that break. We saw that move. We had that final squeeze. We got stopped out on the first try. The second try, came later. It is what it is. But it's not up to you to just follow me blindly and just do whatever. It's up to you to understand the analysis I'm talking about. That's what matters, all right? You can trade. I can be wrong as well. I'm not saying I'm perfect. But what I'm saying is that if you understand the analysis, this is usually the case. And the funny thing is, when I notice in the chat, when most people are against me, when most people are saying, you know what, it's a clear buy, it's an obvious buy, buy, that's usually when I catch the biggest moves. Funny enough. I don't know how it's possible, but that's the reality. Okay. So what I'm going to wait for, I'm going to wait for the GDP to come out right now at this particular moment. If you see a retracement towards the 2390, I do believe that this is an absolute critical level. A critical level to look for. What is the next series level of support here? Well, it's going to be around the 2354. All right, 2354. If you start to roll over bearish, the 2354 is that next level. Okay, so there we go. We're gonna sit it out, see what we can do here. Most importantly, we're pushing up quite aggressively. I was thinking about somewhat of a hedging position though, like somewhat like a one lot long to see if we can take it back upwards. We're 2.4 lots short already, right? So that means that if our long right now fails, then we can still benefit based upon the short. It's still bigger than it is here. If you do trade back into the 2390, you kind of have a pretty decent short-term pullback, and we can always evaluate what we can do from there onwards. So I was thinking about a one lot long, and that's what I'm going to do now. Regardless if this is going to be a win or a loss, the sell is still in profit. If we turn bearish, fantastic, make more money. If it's bullish and we push up, then it's a quick hedge against my buys. And the reason why is because we do have that consolidation here. We do have that expansion, and we do have a reaction from a critical level at 2364, and now we're pushing back further up here. Okay, so for me it's worth it to place a long. I'm not recommending to you to do the same thing because I'm already in profits in the short. From after news, once we're getting pushed up here, I think the 2390 is an amazing level to start looking for new solid positions, to see what we can do from there onwards. So that's what I'm going to do regardless. Okay, see this as a hedge. For me personally, I do think it's important. And if we roll over, I close my long and I start taking more profits out of my short and compensate for that. And you know, next big TP is at 23.54. That's the next layer. Okay. So yeah, first let the news do its thing here. I have my eyeballs on the 23.90 right now at this particular moment. If we get there, that will be actually quite interesting, because we can then decide what we can do with our short, but also what we can do with our long if we push further. And if you roll over, it's completely fine. Okay. So after news, of course, once the big move hits and the reaction hits, we know exactly what to do here. Okay. There we go. All right, came out bullish for the dollar, bullish for initial jobless claim. Seems still very good actually. Okay, so I think we're just gonna push down. I'll continue to drive here. What I'm gonna wait for is this 15-minute to close and just evaluate how we operate here. Yeah. Let's see what we can do later on, G's, after the news is done now officially. So no more surprises here. We only have the US Open, of course, in 1 hour. But, you know, what I'm looking for is either a pullback once again towards the 23.89 to see what we can do there. Why this level, by the way? Well, if you go and take this towards the 15-minute, okay, this is the current weekly value low. It's the early previous Sunday open. It's where two key levels come together, and you can see clearly that this is the low, right? They put in the high, they put in the low. You could see this as a continuation play even now. But if you break above it, of course, then that could also result into a, you know, a little bit more of a, you know, a bigger retracement back upwards, and who knows from there. Okay, so I'm placing my bets wisely at this particular moment, and then we look at it. So again, trust the process, G's. That's all I can say. I'm very, very happy also for the community here. Okay. The amount of trades that we took yesterday, regardless. The LTA Elite is absolutely incredible. All right. How we're crushing it in the VIP, how we're crushing it in the trading floor. I'm very, very happy. All right. I can feel that we're coming back together. We're all trading the exact same strategy. It's a new strategy. Cannot find it anywhere else. It's just incredible to be completely synchronized every single day. You know, helping each other out, talking about setups. We took a euro and a New Zealand dollar trade. At least I took one with the crew. What else did we have? You know, we had Kellogg. We had, you know, road to 200K today. On the yen pairs, we had, of course, yesterday, Marco on the Swiss franc pairs. Absolutely nuts. Absolutely crazy. So, yeah, man. That's what it is. So let's see. We had a great oil trade. Yes, Elena. Great oil trade as well. Forgot about that one. Shout out to Elena. Incredible. Incredible. Rosangela says, I have 15K now. Ask Lorenzo. Wow. Congrats. Congratulations. 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 Big Boss says, I saw the manipulation I held and I smoked it. Congratulations also. Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful. That's it, man. Sometimes we have to take some hits to make a big banger. And that's it. That's how it goes. That's what trading is all about, right? You have to pay attention. You have to pay attention to the analysis, why we're looking at what we're looking at. All right? A lot of traders don't see trading as a probability, right? They don't track their data. They see trading from like a pure emotion at that particular moment. But we all know that trading is a profession, right? It's an actual skill. And you have to act also like a professional. Not like, you're lost to trade, you're a bad trader. Right? Those people never understand that trading is not for the weak-minded people. That's it. So far, we're still pushing further. Yeah, it's still pulling back, continuing its momentum. If you look here at a 30-minute, I'm gonna sit out the 50-minute closure for sure. But we're heading towards, you know, once again, if you open up the indicator right here, limited LTA concept session breaks, then we have the current week where we currently are in. We're still pushing further down. Okay. The only like real like potential support I could find right now is sitting at the 2354, 2355. All right. That's kind of like the next layer. That's kind of like the next layer of support here. So, you know, in this case, if price pushes further down, like my recommendation is to be patient here, because at this particular moment, you know, we are in a very, very choppy range. We are literally now just breaking out, and you can see clearly that we came down, we pushed up, we're pushing back down, we're holding that support. There are a lot of things happening at this particular moment around, you know, this range here. So we're not fully there yet. Okay. So yeah, gonna be a little bit patient here to see what we can do. Why don't you close a beautiful trade? I don't think we're there yet. I don't think we're there yet in full. Okay. Even though, you know, we're heavily coming down. This is now currently running at around almost 600 pips. But yeah, we're holding up. We're holding up though. I agree. We might find some support here. That's why I opened a small like lot long. But I just know that the major resistance now, if he's starting to pull back, is going to be at the 2390, 2389. All right. It's also similar to the daily initial resistance where we came from here, where we got rejected from. But, you know, it's a couple of important levels that are lining here. So this is one of these levels. But for now, we're obviously still looking way too weak. But at the same time, if you look here at gold on the lower time frame, you can kind of still see us being in that range here. So, you know, shorting is still, in my opinion, a little bit from this range, a little bit too, you know, too risky up and down here. So yeah. What do you think of adding to winners? Only when we are pushing back into a critical zone. So for me, this is not a strong enough reaction to start considering scaling possibilities. But that's the only way here. And if we start to drop further, I'm obviously just going to take more profits. I'm not going to scale in. I'm just going to take more profits. Only if we pull back, that's what I'm more interested in. Yeah. In more profits. That's it. Beautiful. Yeah, a good point on the dollar, by the way, because the dollar indeed is, you know, it's heavily coming down. The yield, though, is also holding up. It's holding up above that trend. As again, we're just trending upwards slowly. And every single time when we bounce up, gold is just pushing down here. The question is there going to be follow through? Is there going to be follow through? And if that's not the case, then it's game over. There are a couple other things that I would look at as well here. And I always like to utilize that. Let me get my charts here to see what I can show you. And that is the following. Gold is bearish, platinum is bearish, silver is bearish, palladium is bearish. All the precious metals are absolutely getting wrecked, absolutely getting destroyed right now. All right. So gold is actually holding up. If you look at it from this angle, well, as one of the best, gold and palladium, right? Silver and platinum are absolutely getting destroyed also from that, from these critical levels here. Gold is coming down, is holding up better than the rest. But I think the most important part is just to keep a very close eye on the 10-year yield and the dollar. And as long as this stays strong, then of course buys, you know, in the, you know, long term is not really a solid option here unless it's a hedge. unless you're trying to protect yourself against, you know, any further losses. And if you retrace, you can literally close your buy and you can use that money to scale into your short. Kind of. That's the idea behind it. And if you come down, we still make more money. So getting into these type of positions is very nice if you can manage it accordingly, and it gives you much more room to play around with. But once again, we cannot get too greedy either. We need to stay focused when it happens. And if bias is telling us, listen, you know, we're shifting here, clearly we're shifting here, you know, then it's obviously a no-go, right? Then we obviously have to be very, very cautious. But for now, we are holding up very well in this range. And yeah, I mean, let's see. Let's see. Whether you took some profits out in that range already. Yeah. Gabby says, if you don't close that trade, I will do it for you. All right. Yeah, man. Yeah, we're still holding up though. We're still holding up very, very well. Yield is there. It's not following through here. So is the dollar. The dollar is still in a range. That's very unique what gold is doing yesterday. The fact that we started to come down here. Obviously, this run, right? This massive run from the 10-year yield helped tremendously, right? So if you look here at the 10-year right there, okay? This particular push up, that was the catalyst for, you know, for gold to come down here once again. Similar to what we've seen here as well. So, you know, gold reacts and responds very heavily to that initial zone. So, yeah. Can you explain this trade one more time? Well, I think most of you guys were there yesterday, right? So if you were here yesterday, press a 1. Press a 1 in the chat. Yeah, so okay. All right, I love you guys. Yeah, so yesterday, right, we came up and we were looking to come up here and we were already talking about the following. It's kind of like when gold is doing this and it's slowly creeping up. That's already where I'm like, something is up here. We're slowly creeping. We're slowly starting to build, but we're not really making significant higher highs every single time we retrace. So we make a higher high, we retrace, and we come up very slowly. We slowly creep up to make a new higher high. We come back and we come up slowly, right? It's usually what I'm trying to look at also. Like, how is that structure built? So for example, if I see something like this and I see price pushing up in a range like this and it pushing down here and we are here, what tends to happen is people see that aggressive move down and they think, okay, that's a short. That's a short. And what happens? Price rolls over and boom, it continues to drive further, right? Whereas what I've seen a lot, if something like this starts to happen, so and then you squeeze up, right? I usually see that as the manipulation, and if that aligns with a critical higher time frame of resistance, so higher, you know, higher time frame, the daily level, for example, like we've seen, and it then starts to roll over, then I'm like, man, that's it. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. So that was indeed the difference. You guys can see the difference between, you know, this move right here, right? Something like this, and something like this. All right. When you see this, and when I see this, and I see it creeping towards the critical zone, and other elements align, like the 10-year yield, like the dollar, holding up very well, I'm like, you know what? Something is up here. It was Wednesday. It was the midweek. We expanded up already. There were a lot of confluences that are aligning here. So when we came back to gold, and we looked at the daily time frame, okay, we saw the daily candle, and we said, you know what? We came down already. We had this initial breakdown. We started to push down. So we started to break, and we started to slowly trend up to that daily resistance. And why is the daily resistance so important? Well, we've seen these major rejections there beforehand. So the moment it came into it, I was like, you know what? This is going to be our short for the stream. This is going to be the perfect trade. It's going to be potentially a huge trade. And I was very convinced about the trade. And I said, you know what? This is what I'm waiting for. So what happened was, we saw that trade. We tapped into that reaction. And this is what we saw. We saw the daily reaction. We saw that swipe. At least that's what I thought there. Swipe was there, right? We didn't have this 50-minute candle, no bottom wick right there. I was like, you know what? This looks like a clean structure, all right? We entered. What does this candle do? It opened without a bottom wick, and it just started to go. And I knew, okay, yeah, most likely we're going to get manipulated out of our position. But overall, I kind of believed in that setup. So what it did, it went for our initial stop. We lost $500 on that trade. It went there, it took it out, right? And I can say, okay, you know what? I can say now my bias is completely invalidated. But there is one thing that didn't happen, okay? One thing that didn't happen. And that was that 4-hour candle closure. That 4-hour candle didn't close bullish. That closed bearish, all right? And based upon that, if we look at entry models from that moment onwards, we also had another layer. And this is where our entries come into play, right? We used the previous week, and we had what we call the previous week very, very low. It was sitting below here. The moment we saw that closure after 4 hour, right? And the previous week very, very low, right? Price coming below it, dropping, closing below it. I was like, you know what? This previous week very low level might be very, very interesting. So what are we looking at? 50-minute. We pushed down. We had that wick, right? Price broke through, taking out the lows and closing below. From that moment onwards, I was like, okay, there we go. That's the confirmation I need. I have everything to look for a new entry where I'm going to place my stop loss. I'm going to enter there. I'm going to place my stop loss above the highs, which is that initial break. So it's an entry model 4 play, right? For the price in it. It's not in the ebook, you guys know it, but it is. It has been mentioned on the streams many times beforehand. It will be released in the second corner. And I was like, you know what? This might get back towards the Sunday open. So if I take the Sunday open here, I was like, you know, that makes a lot of sense. This might get back towards the Sunday open around 2403, right? And what happened was it did more than that. It just kept going. It kept going. It kept going. It kept going. And it kept going. Okay. So now we're at that stage, you know, where we have to look at, okay, are there ways for us to pull back into critical resistance? If that's the case, is there short continuation possible? We're gonna find out right now. All right. So this is what we're trying to look at. We're still in that range right now. We're losing that momentum overall still. I think we're still relatively weak, but that was the initial move. So yeah, previously very low, entry model 4, 50-minute time frame, break, closure, stop loss above the candle. Now waiting for further confirmation, either a new trade, scaling into our trade, or exiting our trade. We're gonna cover this now. Big Boss Fisher says, guys, squeezing I found happens in a trending market and sideways price action. It's always resulted in a manipulation up before dumping. Big Boy Fishing, shout out to my friend. Welcome. Welcome. Ryan, it says Marco is in 4 trades again. No way he is in 4 trades again. No way he's in 4 trades again. Let's see what the positive damage is. Oh, there we go. Australian dollar. Yeah, it's holding up a little bit better. It might still push though. It might still push down. We're gonna find out. It might still push down. It might still push down. We're gonna find out. Yeah, shout out to Elena. Beautiful. Oh, you're still in the position? You're still in the Euro New Zealand dollar? Let me know. Ah, Marcus only in 1 trade. Okay, cool. Yeah, so a little bit slow, right? At the moment. I would not be surprised if gold does this. If it starts to potentially, make somewhat of a, once again, somewhat of a fake move before actually rolling over here. We do know that we have this way of resistance. We probably will tap into the point of control here, all right? And we are still below that initial level. So we do take that in consideration as well here. If you start to break the lows, I do think that there is then, from that moment onwards, a potential continuation play possible towards the 23.54. But the ideal will be, of course, for us to potentially push up first before rolling over. But it's just looking too weak at this particular moment. Yeah. Lorenzo, have you noticed gold has made an all-time high and dumped big going into the last 3 FOMCs? I have not linked it to the FOMCs here. I've not linked it to the FOMCs here. No. No, I've not. I'll definitely look at it though. Yeah. Yeah, so this hourly closure is going to be king, obviously. And this next hourly candle closure is going to give us a much better indication here. So for now, sitting on our hands a little bit. That one lot buy is just some damage control. Lorenzo, when is your next boxing fight? Man, we're still looking for opponents, man. So I want to fight, you know, at least minimum early September. Early September. That would be the best. If I would take a break from streaming for 2 weeks, I think this is when I want to fight. So I can just fully focus on that. Fully focus on utilizing the time off for my fight. That will be the best case scenario. So yeah, man. Let's see. Asana says, I just got into LTA VIP. Appreciate that, brother. He says, holy fuck, only that the training floor is 197, which is very cheap for that amount of value. Yeah, appreciate that, man. Cheers. Cheers. Welcome. All right. Let's check out some of these introductions as well here. As always, let me see if I can find you, my man. Coach Vanessa. My name is Vanessa Williams. I'm based in London. As an empowerment coach and speaker, I'm passionate about helping others succeed in life and fostering a positive mindset. I've been trading intermittently for a couple years, and I joined this community to invest in my trading journey, enhance my skills, and develop a strategy to become a profitable trader. I've been enjoying the YouTube lives, and I love Lorenzo's teaching style. Thank you, Vanessa. Welcome. Good to have you here. Good to have you here. Join the trading floor right now. This is where the magic happens. So good to see you. Good to see you. Then we have Sissa Johnson. A lot of women lately, huh? A lot of women are joining lately. I don't know, it could be me, but I think a lot of women are joining. From Sweden. A business analyst, engineer by education, economist. Macroeconomy is my specialty. That's awesome. Need some new macro fundamentals here in our community. That would be awesome. Training for 2 years based on the volume profile, the VWAP, and order flow. Still working and can't trade every day yet, or rather sad. Some days only early in the morning and late in the evening, meaning before London session at the end of New York session. The plan is to leave a job in a year and embrace fully the lifestyle I'm dreaming about. I really like the idea of the trading floor. Boring to trade alone. LTA methodology is a great complement to my training style. The LTA ebook resonates so well with me. Right now I'm securing my place in the community, but I'm taking a pause for some weeks. Suffered some losing trades in a row. In a very stupid way. Did it against better knowledge. Took some trades that I knew I shouldn't take. So I do like Lorenzo, take some distance and restart probably in September. Perhaps change the broker to Vantage and finally start using TradingView like everyone else. Great to have you here. Saisa, if I'm correct. Then we have Tim from Germany, full-time trader, 3 years in the game. LTA. Taylor from the United States. Lab technician. A lot of academics. Trading strategy, nothing solid. LTA now, but before was basic support and resistance. And Bernard from Indonesia. Selamat malam, Bli. Selamat malam. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you, bro. Yeah. So a beautiful lesson. I mean, what's like the lesson from what we learned yesterday, right? What's like the lesson we learned from yesterday and today? What could we take out of this? How can we move forward here as a community, not just in our group, but also on YouTube? How can we improve the streams? Like, what would you guys love to see? Or, you know, what is the thing that you would love to do here? What did you learn now over the last couple of days from this? We want to improve. We want to get your feedback. Let's go. Core community. Let's make it happen. This is the summer. This is when everyone else is sleeping. Chilling on the beach. Drinking margaritas. While we're still here. While we're still grinding. So shout out to you. Yeah, 1 hour closed relatively bearish here. So, you know what? We're having a very hard time. Very hard time. Yeah. I don't see a reason to keep my hedge open for now. Okay. Gonna close that. Fix very low. Yeah, this is an important moment. So if you go to the 15-minute here, what in essence has been happening right now is that we consolidated. We first manipulated up, we then came down. We're now pushing up. We're now in the center, we're literally in the middle of the range. So we're facing the resistance from this structure. Okay, because we have broke structure to the downside here, we just have a very hard time coming along here. So if we start breaking the lows, if we start looking at break of this initial low here and the break of the low, just, you know, we could easily look for that continuation down towards the 2350, 54. Sam says you do the introductions after you paid for the membership. Yeah, exactly. So if you do the introduction here, make sure you do it. It's super important for us. I mean, just the whole community is looking at it. Also, we know who you are, what your IDs are, where you're from, all these stuff. You don't have to give me your bank account number or your PIN number, but we just want to know where you're from. That's all it is. We just want to know where you're from. Yeah, overall, it's extremely choppy, right? We're still in my opinion, I would call it still the no trading range for now. I think we just have to leave the range before it starts becoming interesting for gold. But the structure of it breaking down and the potential it has is significant. So let's see. Why do you trade alone after you made us lose? Brother, you are a fraud. Unfortunately, by the way, I don't hate you. Don't have problem with you. But at work, you let us down. Yeah. That's another guy that doesn't get it. That's what it is. Unfortunate. Lorenzo, your thoughts on silver and the US30? Silver extremely weak, my friend. US30, we'll check it out in a second here. Yeah. Time to leave this range soon. That's it. But be very patient here, G's. Yield still strong? Yield still strong? Camille says, my name is Camille and I work as a doctor in a Polish cancer clinic. Even though I don't sleep much, I found time for trading and after meeting Lorenzo on the live stream. Shout out to Camille. Some doctors in the building here. Yeah, what do you think about US30? Yeah, we can check out US30 for a second indeed. I agree. Let's do that. Because man, I don't think it was looking that good either. For the market itself. Still a bit trending down here. Not as crazy as the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq was on a whole other level yesterday. That's for sure. Yeah, I was still waiting for price to retrace back to the 40,100. Because you can see how we reacted from it, okay? And if we pull back into it, like, what are we gonna do, right? Are we gonna still roll over and push back down? Or is this time to get back to the Sunday open? So anything around the 40,099 is for me either a pullback towards the Sunday open or a rollover, which just indicates simply, you know, a continuation play, very straightforward, into this downward sloping trend that we're building, okay? Pushing back into the early previous Sunday open. This is from the 14th of July, right? So 11 days ago, to then potentially roll over again. If you do claim this high here, then I think the Sunday open is next. And, you know, from there you can, you know, start managing your trade. So the confirmations of our entry models around, you know, of course, with our ebook, everything that we have created, right? Download our ebook as well if you don't have it. See if I can find it for you. Here we go. You can get it for free. Link is in the description. All right. You can get it right there. All right. You can look for your entry models around, in my opinion, 40,099, and I'm still short, or at least favor short. Okay. Most definitely still favorable. So yeah, we're gonna see. We're gonna see. But the 40,099 is gonna be very crucial, and it is a Thursday. You know, Thursdays tend to be pretty wild for indices, especially around the opening, like what, 20 minutes. So yeah, we're gonna definitely pay very close attention to it. And gold is just in a range. Yeah, we're still holding up. Camille says, I met many people, and when I told them about you, they knew what I was talking about because they also watched you. Wow. I'm glad that there is such a great community related to trading and you. And what surprised me that they use your ebook to enter into transactions that blew me away. Damn, that's some crazy stuff, my friend. Yeah, man. My goal is to build an army of amazing traders and to give them something and to give them a perspective they never had before. And it's not only about the volume profile and about key levels and about entry models. It's about the bigger picture. We've always been talking about the correlations, the bigger picture. It's kind of like a brain, an organism, right? It's the whole market, all these neurons, all these connections, all these dots. What I'm trying to do for you is I'm trying to connect the dots for you and deliver it to, you know, on a silver platter and turn it into a more mechanical system. So that's where the correlations came from, and that's actually what all the guys are doing here. Most of them are now trading, you know, Forex in particular. Why? Because the probabilities are so insanely high when using our system. Okay, the baskets and all that stuff here, and oil as well, though. Right? There are a couple other tricks for commodities as well to utilize it. But yeah, very good, very good. Okay. So when you join the trading floor, you know, go ahead and make your introduction right here. All right, make your introduction right there. Right there. So we can wait in the meantime for what gold truly wants, what it desires. Okay. If it wants to pull back, or if it just is not ready yet for a reaction. Let's see. All the news behind us, and yeah, tomorrow with the PC price index, you bet gold's gonna go wild once again. It's gonna be a massive week, and we're still not done yet. I believe we're not done yet. What's the best advice you receive as a trader? Trust the process. Trust the process. Yeah. I never truly get what it meant, though. I always heard it before, and I never truly understood what trust the process means. Because, you know, what are you talking about? What kind of process you're talking about, right? There is sometimes not even a process, especially when you're starting out. But the more you learn, the more you start connecting the dots, the more small tricks you start to learn, discover, and the more confidence you start building for yourself. The more perspective you create, the more perspective you have, the more opportunities you create. And the idea is to truly enjoy it as much as possible. I'm sitting there every day and I'm never like, oh man, you know, I'm never bored. I love this. I love trading. I love everything around about it. I love to understand the bigger picture. When something happens on the news and something happens in the markets, I love to connect the dots and say, that's why they're doing that. And that's why this is happening. There has not been a single day in the last 5 years that I didn't look at a candlestick chart. Not a single day. Yeah. It didn't matter how much I was losing, how much pain I was feeling, right? None of that. None of that. None of that. Kept going, man. Kept going. Lorenzo, what do I need to join? What do I need to join first when I join? What do I need to join first when I join? What do you need to do first when you join? Number one, you start out with the lecture series, obviously. You know, the lecture series is where we start rewiring your brain. That's where it comes from. All right, you have the ebook, so you have the understanding of the ebook already. That's fantastic. Now you have this, you start connecting the dots of the ebook better. You start thinking, that's why, and that's why, and that's why. That starts to build up. Okay, once that's done, you can do a test. You can test yourself. You can say, you know what? I want to see if I'm actually ready for it. Okay? You have these rankings. You can do the test. We're going to ask you 50 questions. If you pass both of them, we have two different tests. One is non-LTA related, so it's not related to LTA, but it's about market structure. It's about the foundation. Then the second test is about market structure. It's about LTA concepts. You get a helmet if you pass both of them next to your name. Once you have that helmet, you can start posting your setups. We can give you feedback on these setups. But in the meantime, you can watch the OGs of our group right now streaming all day long, executing trades all day long. Now, the amount of trades that get taken, I don't know how many, but it's a lot. It's a lot. So it's a lot of lessons to be learned while you're going through the test, through the series, and entering the trading floor in between sessions. So, in the weekend, education, putting in the work, throughout the week, observation at the beginning. The bigger you get, the better you get, the more you're going to do. And the higher you get in the rankings, right, the more we can do with you, right? You can start joining our private community. We have like an exclusive group where we share some things. And there are some guys stepping up their game to maybe even become an official LTA mentor. That's how you do it. You build leaders, and leaders build winners, and winners build winners. So take some time, and then man, we will have an army built. And it's not in one day, right? Rome hasn't built in one day either. It took some time for it to build Rome. So therefore, with LTA, it has to be the same thing. It's brand new. I mean, we're talking about 3 months now, fam. 3 months. Yeah, so gold is still in the range. It's still weak. The hourly is starting to look a little bit better, but that doesn't mean much for me personally in the middle of this range, especially not when we're tapping into the high here. It's waiting for the New York Stock Exchange to open up. That's what's happening here. Okay, so at the same time, you can see that these are still holding up. That also doesn't mean much. Both of them are ranging right now. So yeah, market is a little bit on the boring side now. Okay. If you go on a holiday, where would you go? I would go to Japan. I like my bucket list thing is to start skiing or snowboarding in Japan. I have never been to Japan before in my life. So Japan is high up there. I heard it's so cool. It's like so unique. It's so different from anything else. So I was like, you know what? Let me go to Japan at some point. Start streaming live from Japan. Go to Osaka or Okoyama. Start skiing there, snowboarding there. That would be awesome. Dubai, all that stuff, it's pretty. It's just a hub. It's the perfect hub between Europe and between Asia. What else? South Africa, Cape Town. Would love to go to Cape Town as well. There are just a couple things that I want to see that I haven't seen yet. And I said to myself, I'm going to travel. But then this whole YouTube thing came along. And I was like, you know what? Let's skip the traveling. Let's do this. So, yeah, man. Ever since that, I've practically not left Bali. I've just stayed in Bali. Went to Europe once in the meantime. But that's practically it. Yeah. Look at this guy. We said, bro, place an introduction when you join. Place an introduction, a proper introduction. You know what he does? Hiroki, name Zoran. Hey, that's a G introduction, my friend. that's. Do it again. Do it again, my friend. Right now. Put in some work. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. Got some matrix moves right there. Shout out to you, my friend. Hiroki. From Serbia. IT, 3D printing specialist. The specialist bike, fishing, chess. Chess, nice. 5 months trading. Trend lines, resistance support, LTA concepts, goals, knowledge, financial freedom, family and friends, support, traveling. That's for trading. It's waiting game like chess. All the good and bad moves are mine. All right. Timing. That's the timing. What do you think about Japan prop firm Fintokai? I don't know what it is. I've never heard about it. The Japanese prop firm. No idea. No idea. So where are we waiting for? Well, more volume. Obviously, more volume. More volume. More volume in the markets. This is a rejection. More volume. Hey Lorenzo, gold reacting to the fixed range POC. 2 times 50-minute top wicks. Maybe we keep an eye on enter model 1 and a continuation to the downside if it presents itself. Yeah, I was looking at that fixed range, bro. That's a very good point. So that's exactly where we were looking for. We talked about, on the 1 hour, it's very clear. We talked about this range. There we go. I was looking at this one. All right. It depends how you draw. You can get a fixed POC there or a fixed very low there if you take the complete range. That's kind of what where you're holding on. So it's more or less if you start breaking below this level, the 2364, I think there is a bigger chance of continuation towards the 2354. So that's like a pretty decent move. Like a 100 pip move further. So something like that break would be nice. If you start breaking below it. Yeah. Look at gold. Lorenzo, congrats on the 95k. Thank you, my man. Appreciate that. Awesome, thank you, bro. So we have the New York Open in 5 minutes. The dollar started to look better. The 10-year yield started to look better. Dollar started to look... okay. The problem with the dollar is in a range. So you know, ever since we came into it on a Thursday, the dollar has been just doing, yeah, not much, right? We have been ranging. That's why on some interesting pairs, there was not really much happening. Therefore, you know, the dollar is in that range. Once it starts to break, we will have a direction for the dollar. So it's great for gold, but it's not everything. This is much more appealing. It's if this starts breaking up and continue to drive further down, it's just a bigger chance that gold will continue to come down, right? To break down, to come down, just continue the process. So yeah, in order to look for new entries, number one, we need to leave the range. And yeah, number two, we need to follow our guidelines once again, right? Our process, our ebook, our entry models around our key levels. And the first level I can find that's kind of legitimate is that fixed level at 2364. You could say, okay, what about the fixed POC? But you know, there is just a bigger chance that you're gonna potentially break down if the yield starts to come up. But at the same time, you know, we're in the middle of that range now, and the US Open can change everything in a dime. So Lorenzo, how do you know which closure to wait for, the 5-minute, the 50-minute, and the 30-minute? That depends on what time it is, my friend. So let's say you see a setup and you're like, yeah, man, this is the trade I want to take. This is the trade. Then it's like, okay, you see the action. What time is it now? Is it 21:28, like at my place right now? Is it 9:28? If that's the case, then what's next? The 30-minute candle. All right? Are we closer to an hourly candle closure? Okay, wait for the hourly. Are we at 9:38? Maybe the 15 is better if you wait for confirmations, right? So it's all about the timing. It's all about what time are you looking at the trade? How is the candle developing? And, you know, obviously you want to make sure that the 4-hour is in many cases behind you, because then it gives you the next 4-hour candle as your, you know, potential entry candle. You like to operate in the time span of the 4-hour candle. At least this is what I like to do, because I know that once a new 4-hour candle develops and opens, I don't have to worry about the 4-hour candle, and I never have to worry about the 4-hour candle closure for around 3 to 4 hours, of course, at least 3 hours, right? Because the last hour is again heading in towards the closure. So at least for 3 hours, I have a window of opportunity where I could start looking for my opportunities, my trade setups. And then depending on what time it is, I wait for either the 15, the 30, or the 1 hour. That's it. And then I depended on, you know, where are we at? What kind of key levels are we at? What is our entry model possibility? What is the momentum telling us, right? All of that stuff comes together. What's the difference between LTA and SMC? The main difference is that we're very data driven with LTA, and we're much less, you know, into just the structure, right, of market structure. Yeah, we are very aware of the market structure, but when it comes down to entry models, we are much less, much more specific in regards to the exact levels we're looking at. So that's one layer. We analyze the volume to determine what our entry is gonna be. And we utilize the correlations. The correlations are a big factor of LTA concepts. It's if A goes up, B goes down. Or if A, B, and C go up, D could follow. That's the principle. So it's completely different. It's just less subjective. It's more mechanical. And it is similar to support and resistance, right? In that manner as well. But the difference between support and resistance and LTA is that we're not guessing. We're not trying to guess and you know, look at our own analysis to see what kind of levels we're looking at. We're purely basing it on volume. And we have a lot of different layers, right? We have a lot of different ways of like getting into that setup. So we have all kinds of different ways of utilizing volume as our tool. And if you download the ebook and you watch it, you can see that we have a lot of different ways of analyzing, right? We have created a lot of different terminologies. So if you go here to page number 11, 10, 9, 9. Yeah, you have the Sunday open, of course. This is pretty common. You have the PSO, the early previous Sunday open, the Sunday open. You have the weekly, the previous weekly and the current weekly. The daily, the previous daily, the early previous daily. You have the fixed, POC very high, very low. We have the lower time frame fixed, POC very high, very low. And then we have the swing, POC very high, very low, and the lower time frame swing. That's the way we analyze. We use this as our tool of reference, and then we have created entry models based upon that. And these entry models are built for you to use the volume and wait for the right confirmations. And it's actually not that hard, but where it gets hard is timing things correctly, is understanding the bigger picture, is using the correlations. So we have just opened US open. So far, not much not much happening here. What about the US30 though? Let's check out the US30 because it is the open now. Also not much, but we talked about the 40,099. I'm gonna set an alert there. I'm gonna set an alert in the US30. WR says, I'm new to trading. I'm wondering if liquidity, sweeps, order blocks, or value gaps, break of structure could work together with LTA. Yeah, it definitely could. It definitely could. It's the foundation of trading anyways. Like, I do believe that, you know, liquidity, sweeps, order blocks for value gaps, break of structure are aligning here. In terms of order blocks, we're much more focused on the specific key levels rather than an order block. But the rest you're talking about is kind of accurate, yeah. Yeah. Lorenzo, you don't consider trading the Nasdaq in US30. So I am looking at the US30 today. If we tap into the 40,099, that's the key level I want to work with. So if you get there, then that's where I'm interested in trading and looking for entries for. But if you ask, what do you trade the most? It is definitely Forex. It's definitely Forex. Searches, I started trading ICT and I almost gave up for my trading career. I didn't understand what actually is happening in the market. I was blindly following the algorithm. Luckily, I found out volume. That's good, bro. Yeah, for me, it was a game changer. I met a couple guys and I said to them, what is your strategy like? I was new and I was just an open book. I was only trading EMAs and the RSI, of course, cliche, but true. I was trading both and I was just, you know, taking trades on the 1 hour. 20, 50 EMA, you know, crossover and an RSI divergence. And it actually was working very well. But the problem with it is that I just didn't feel I was in control. I was not in control. I just didn't know why it was doing what it was doing. And I just started to develop that gambling mindset. That gambling mindset started to take over. And I started to become less patient. And you obviously know that when you trade the 1 hour time frame and you look at the crossover of the 20 and the 50, you know, you're not going to get trades every single day. So I started to go to the 15 minute and I started to go to the 5 minute. And then I started to take more trades. And obviously it wrecked my account. So then I came across some guys that I know personally. And they are, you know, pretty big in the hedge fund space. And they said, like, you know, what are you doing? Like, how are you trading? And they're saying, yeah, you know, order flow, volume analysis. Volume analysis. How can you analyze volume? And he said, very simple. Volume equals interest. Volume equals interest. I said, okay, what does that mean? Well, you don't have to know specifically, you know, where you're trading from. You just want to measure the volume so you understand where other guys are the most interested in trading or where the most orders have been executed. I'm like, okay, yeah, that is interesting. So I can actually figure out how and where on the chart the most trades were executed. He said, yes, use this tool. And I started to use the volume profile. And that was the first start. And I had no idea how to use it properly. Okay. But at some point it was like, you know what? I like this. I like this. I started to see these levels getting hit on the dot perfectly. I was like, how is that possible? I went talking about the algorithm, the secret algorithm. Well, that was my secret algorithm. It was the perfect touch over and over again. I was like, how is that possible? Why is it that it constantly gets rejected from this exact level that I just drew with a tool called the fixed range volume profile? And he said, yeah, well, let me show you a couple more things. All right. And then he started to talk about the level 2 data and stuff. But then I started to understand, like, you know what? I could build something out of this. And I started testing and testing and testing and testing. And I found out that even the level 2 data that institutions are using, right? The bigger institutional traders are using mostly of time, leave trademarks on the candlestick charts. They leave trademarks on the candlestick charts. I was like, you know what? That is interesting. Let me go deeper. And I started to analyze every single time, thousands of times, what happens when we reach an area of interest, a key level, a point of control level. And I started to watch the candles and I started to analyze them and backtest them over and over again. And I started to see a similar pattern. And that pattern was entry model 1. It's that 3 candle formation, which is actually the exhaustion print, if you want to go technical. And that's where I was like, you know what? We have something here. We combine that with the basic understanding of trading, market structure, and the understanding of the correlations. You put it together and you create winners. And that's the journey, G's. So therefore, my goal was to put it for you on a silver platter to deliver with my full passion an ebook for you, 74 pages big, going through it to at least explain that, what I just explained, more in depth, all right? At least that. And from that moment onwards, you know, I decided, okay, I'm gonna find guys that are fully committed. I'm gonna make myself credible in this space. I'm gonna get here. I'm gonna make it happen. I'm gonna build a name for myself. I'm gonna start attracting. I'm gonna start a fund in the future, and I'm gonna attract, you know, potential capital, whatever the case may be. And I'm gonna start building my own traders, my own army, and I'm gonna build my own selection process. And I'm gonna do that by streaming live, trading live, and executing trades live, and explaining my vision. So that's why I'm here with you guys now. You guys are here in the summer, fully committed here. So I'm extremely happy to have you here on the stream. It's an absolute pleasure to have you here. And therefore, if you are committed with me, then I think we can make magic happen. We can make it happen. All right? All these haters from yesterday are gone now. Where are they now? They're gone, obviously. All right? Why? Because they don't get the point. They don't get the point of why we're doing what we're doing here, why we're trading, how we're trading here. Sometimes you need to lose to win big. That's the game, right? We cannot try to hide our losses. We cannot try to keep our wins small all the time to have a better looking spreadsheet. That's not gonna make us money, all right? I want to see who's joining us this year and who is truly about this life and why you're specifically trading, okay? So the question is, do you really want to become a trader, or you want to wake up, scratch your ball sack, your left and your right ball sack? Maybe you give it a little squeeze in the morning, wake up like a loser, or you're gonna go to war. We're gonna go to war, all right? But that's the question. That's how we do it, huh? You know what I mean? So anyways, give me 1 second, I need a drink. Olemi says, please, why don't we be coming on live? London, New York doesn't give us what we want. You know, the thing is, it's seasonal, man. That's what I've noticed. It's the market. It's very seasonal. Sometimes New York is just unbelievable. It's the best time to be alive. And sometimes London is doing it. So yeah, when it comes down to gold, be aware of the fact that this is summer. And in the summer, okay, we tend to see this more often. Okay? And I'm gonna tell you a little story. It might get even worse over the course of the next 2 months, by the way. But that's something we cannot control. And we're still gonna be here because I think we have still a lot of secret gems to share, regardless. Okay? So I think it's still absolutely crucial to be here anyways and see what we can do. Because you never know, man. Price can just start going. Worse in what way? In just less volume. more consolidation, more manipulation, more candle wicks up and down. And of course, do take consideration that specifically today is a day before the PC price index, and that's always a little bit more tricky. So nothing wrong with it. Completely fine. I'm gonna give it at least 50 more minutes to see what's happening with gold. But we were talking about the Dow Jones. We were talking about, in this case, the US30, which we don't trade much. But I said, if you do get to the 40,099, I do believe that we're gonna find entries around this zone. If gold doesn't do much, yeah, then maybe this is still something here. But yeah, at least give it a little bit of time to see how we are developing. How we're developing. Lorenzo, I think you should show more love to indices. I do agree with you. Yeah. I'm definitely going to be more into the indices as well in the near future. Yeah, not just gold. During New York, at least. Man. So why didn't we see when we entered this trade? I always watched the stream. It was the biggest win almost for 5 months. I couldn't catch the entry. I do agree with you. But, I was pretty clear about the analysis. Do you agree with this as well? About my thought process behind my trade? So you could also say, you know what? The moment we start to come down again, maybe this guy was right. Maybe his analysis was not as bad as everyone was saying. Maybe it had some potential indeed. You know what? I'm gonna look again, because we broke below now and we now might be getting rejected here and we start to slow down. This might be a good opportunity, especially after that 1 hour closure below again, or that 4 hour candle closure below that daily resistance. So maybe this guy was right, and maybe I'm gonna just start looking at entries myself and see what I could do there, because he talked about his trade and the reason why he took it for an hour. But anyways, we are now getting rejected here. We are holding above the fixed very low, the 2364. If you start breaking that, then things get very interesting though. Like, there might be a little bit of a squeeze happening. Love your honesty. Could you do an analysis on the dollar and the euro? On EU, yes, I can do that for you, my friend. We start to move a little bit though, but I'll keep a close eye on it. So EU, okay? Let me show you something, and don't get overwhelmed. This is EU. Okay. This is the dollar, euro against dollar. This is the euro basket. This is the dollar basket. This is all the euro baskets, all the euro pairs measured against each other. So the euro USD, the euro British pound, the euro NZD, the euro CAD, the euro Australian dollar, the euro Swiss franc. Combined, divided by 6. So you get an average. So it measures the strength of the euro. This is the dollar index. We all know the dollar index, right? What has the euro been doing? The euro has been trending up all week, consistently, practically the whole month, right? Looking very, very good. We have been coming down and we have been breaking out of this resistance, and we're now testing it as support, okay? And you might think, oh yeah, but we're coming down. Well, look at this. This might look still very interesting. So if we start holding above this previous resistance, the support, and we hold here, then, you know, the euro is still holding up very well. It is slowing down though. It is starting to slow down. The dollar, on the other hand, is in a range. All right, it has been coming up over the last 3 hours. But because the euro has been coming up as well, what is going to be the outcome? You tell me. If both the dollar are strong, all right, and the euro is strong over the last 3 hours, let's say 1, 2, 3, that push up, what is going to happen on the Eur Usd? You're going to see a range. You're going to see a range. So trading a range is not what we prefer in Forex. Why? Because there is no contrast. There is no contrast between strong and between weak. We want to utilize strong versus weak. Why did we took the trade on the New Zealand dollar, the euro New Zealand dollar today? Well, the euro was strong. This is the euro basket. All right, the euro was strong. It broke out. It retested it and it continued to drive up. The New Zealand dollar was weak. This is the New Zealand dollar. You see that? The basket. New Zealand dollar was trending down. The euro was trending up. So the only thing that you have to do is find the strong currency, find the weak currency, find your setups using LTA concepts when combining these factors. That's where money is made. The money is made when the contrast between weak and strong is established, and not trying to trade strong against strong or weak against weak. Right? So an A plus setup is strong against weak. A B setup is strong or weak against neutral. So when a pair or instrument is ranging, you have a B setup. These are also potential good setups. You just manage it differently. So in this case, I would say, all right, Euro USD might be holding up better, but both the dollar and the euro right now are starting to show some potential. Okay, so in regards to the Euro USD, we might be sitting in this range for a while until the dollar starts to move. So trading the range is, in my opinion, something to avoid, even though we have been trending down here overall. All right, we finally start making some moves here. Still holding up though. So yeah, if gold comes back into this range, then I'm, you know, there's no way we can start trading it with you guys here on stream. Then we, you know, we only could kind of look at the other scenarios, and that might be then the Dow Jones. But even that, I would not force it. But yeah, let's see if we can make a move now. Raz says, Lorenzo, I just joined the LTA VIP. Should I watch the lecture series before I start sharing my analysis and joining the trading floor? Yeah, it's a must. Absolutely. You want to be on the same page with the fam. When you look at the series and you go through it first, of course you want to, you know what I mean? You want to do this first before heading into the trading floor and start sharing your analysis, because everyone who's in the trading floor now, who is sharing their analysis, went through the course already, went through everything already, have been putting in the work already, have been executing winning trades already. So yeah, make sure you're on the same page as us and let's join us. Let's join forces That's what it is. So what I'm gonna do another giveaway today, fam. I want to give away access one more time. For sure. And yeah. Low volume. I'm not impressed with the low volume. I don't like it. Even though the hourly looks great, if there is no volume here, you can just see it on the lower time frame. It's just struggling to push through to create some momentum here. Not a big fan of it. Not a big fan of it to see if you can, you know, especially not for new entries right now at the moment. Yeah. But what we're gonna do, G's, besides use 30, by the way, is use 30 pushing up already? No way. There we go. Okay. What happened here? Where are our entries? Where are our levels? There we go. It's weird. Okay. Okay. Use 30, we have the previous daily POC. Yeah, we can check it out. We do have that. We do have the previous daily POC. This is a strong impulse though, right? We cannot neglect that impulse right now. It looks very good. It looks very strong. Not everything is a manipulation. You know what I mean? Now this looks very good overall. You see that 3 candle play and that breakout. So yeah, I'm very curious to see how we tap into the 40,100 once again. The early PV Sunday open. Yeah. Jolie says the Euro GBP trade on the trading floor is moving nice. Do we have to do a quick shout out?
Catch-up thing for US 30 later on for sure. That's why also Lorenzo market this PSO level.
Yeah, you're echoing, man.
The Euro GBP trade on the trading floor, yeah, let's see. I don't see it. Well, it's probably killing it, yeah. Awesome. Aman says call buys for tomorrow only. Yeah, man, we're still not done yet. We're still trending downwards. We are now holding at the support, but there is just not that much follow through. So I'm gonna just go right now. I'm gonna do our giveaway, G's. That's it. I want to see more guys on the trading floor. This is the moment to do so. Okay? Yeah. Okay. Let's make it happen. Let's set up the giveaway one more time here. We do this temporarily now because we have the lounge we have finally opened after 7 weeks of being closed. So you know, it's about phases, right? This is phase 3 we're currently in. Phase 3 is gonna close soon. And, you know, throughout phase 3, we're gonna just do giveaways. And if you already joined, you get your money back. If you joined, you know, this week, of course. So let's make it happen. Let's set it up. Nice, geez. Okay, let's set it up. Type in I want LTA VIP. Okay, I want LTA VIP. Type it in. Type it in once. Once is enough, man. Don't have to copy paste it. It's not gonna help, geez. Once is enough. Okay, then I'll explain in the meantime what you're gonna get here for the people that are just new towards it. Of course, I want you to already make sure that you have downloaded the ebook, that you understand what we're doing here, and that you and I are a match in the first place. All right, that you and I, one-to-one, are a match, personality-wise. Yeah, you can handle my embarrassing jokes. Then this is the place to be. All right, this is the place to be. If you can deal with that, we're gonna be buddies. We're gonna be buddies. Okay. So what are you gonna win? Potentially, you learn to trade and to win. All in one place. Yes, sir. By Limitless. All right. Our brand, Limitless. Limitless is gonna be on billboard soon. That's what we're gonna do. Okay. So, trading floor. Okay. It's 1 full year of membership you're gonna win potentially here. 1 full year with us. We said who is committed here. We only have 5 months left of this month. You're gonna get 1 full year of access. All right. The lecture series, daily setups, the live trading floor. The guys are in the trading floor right now. You've seen this already. Okay. So that's what we have been doing now for the past like weeks already, right? Guys are killing in the trading floor. You just see a Euro GBP short, looking absolutely incredible. Okay. Shout out to Kellogg. You're gonna be with us. You're gonna be trading with us practically all day long. So if you are like to be accompanied by more people, you don't like to trade by yourself, and you like to be there actively with us, and you like to learn a strategy where the results speak louder than words, then this is what you can win today. Okay? We're gonna do giveaways this whole week, but this is what we can win today. So go to the series. When you join, make sure that you place a proper introduction and then join the training floor tomorrow. And most importantly, and this is the last thing I'm going to share for everyone who joins today, okay? For everyone who joins today, all right? Tomorrow we have a welcoming event. And that welcoming event is going to be absolutely critical, okay? I want you to be there. I want you to join it, all right? It's right here in the event section. It's tomorrow after the stream. We're going to host a welcoming event live where me and Gavin Dantes will start talking about the expectations of the group, what you can expect exactly this year when you join, and how we can truly take your trading to the next level with the fam. So, ready to rock and roll? I think so. I think this is the moment to do so. Let's go. My man, the myth, the one and only legend. Home Audio Online. Come on, man. I wish I had a name like that. Congratulations, G. Welcome once again. Great to have you here. Make sure that you are committed. And if you're not committed, then we have to kick you out. But I want you here right now. I want you to be with us right now. So let's crush it together. But be committed, so it's important. Otherwise, we're gonna give it to somebody else. Much better, right? Open a customer support ticket in our Discord. And then we get back to you within the next hours or something like that. Don't rush it, we will get back to you. Okay? One more time, G's. Mr. Jax, no. I know you, bro. I think I know you. I'm not sure if you're in already. But anyways, let me know if you're here. And then we can continue, see what's happening. Fantastic. Same for you, my friend. Same for you, my friend. Thank you very much. And for the others, okay? We're still gonna have more in the future. Who knows? We will be closing very, very soon. But this is the moment, okay? In regards to today, gold has been extremely slow. Extremely slow. I was like, you know what? We might look for new trades, new entries right now. But I would not even, to be honest, I would not force anything in this range right now at the moment. Because you can join, you get into a position and you can be sitting around your entry for a long period of time. And then out of nowhere, your initial trade is invalidated, price shoots up again or it shoots down based upon what you thought was happening. And it gets back into the range. It's just not happening. Not today, at least. You can see it. Not much is currently going on. Eur is pushing up a little bit more aggressive. It gets more interesting, but this also will take a lot more time now to get there. The impulse was great, but at the same time, the confirmations will also remain there. And that could still take a couple hours before we actually start seeing, you know, nice solid setups. What I do recommend you though is to wait for price to get into, you know, these key levels particularly, and from there onwards, you know, start seeing if you can utilize the ebook, find your entry models around our key levels. The entry models are from page 50 onwards, okay? So page 50 onwards, and I'll share with you something in our Discord, which is for free as well, which is entry model 4, which I haven't shared yet. But they have all the entry models to look for when it reaches this zone. This looks strong though, all right? This looks very good. So if we start to break further and we start closing above the early previous Sunday open, I would not be surprised if the Sunday open is the next target right there, okay? But before we get there, we still have this zone to break. And if you can break it, well, you know what to do on the lower time frames, okay? Now, it is a very interesting zone. We are pushing up. I have to say the overall trend is still bearish right now. We are retesting a critical level of resistance very soon. But at the same time, it is Thursday. It's typical with the indices, you know, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the expansion, Thursday, the range. At the end of the range, at the end of the day, reversal back to the Sunday open, Friday making the decision. Pretty common cycle. We've seen this over and over again. Where the top wick gets created, the bottom wick gets created, you get back to the Sunday open, you are indecisive, and then Friday is the biggest day. And once again, this is when the PCE price index comes out. Okay, so yeah, do take that in consideration, G's. In regards to the gold trade myself, I'm gonna, you know, of course, at the beginning, trill my stop. I still see more potential downside. Need to give it some more time though. I was thinking about a hedged long position, but it's not there yet. Tomorrow, yeah, we'll see if you keep the trade open because we have the PCE price index and that's usually a tricky one. It's a very tricky one. So we might have closed our position or trilled our stop tighter, okay? Anyways, overall, very happy in regards to what happened, all right? What the community is doing, and also most importantly, how you are still here, fully commitment, after a lot of guys, were not committed in that manner. So I'm very happy that you are here. Let's make it happen and let's be here this whole year around. The only time when I'm going to take a break myself is September. Somewhat in September for 2 weeks. This rest of the year, we're going to crush it. We're going to crush it. So, very slow for gold. I will be cautious. I'm going to sit on the sidelines for new entries for gold. US30, you know what to do. And tomorrow, final stream of the week, the PC price index. You bet we're going to see some price action tomorrow. Okay? Absolutely. We're going to see some price action tomorrow. So, thank you, G's. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the trust. Thank you for the love. And it's time to get back to work once again. I appreciate you for coming. And good luck. today. If you're still gonna do something, I'll be cautious, but still. And then tomorrow we're gonna be back. All right? Love you all. Take care. And let's make it happen, man. Take care, Dish. Love you all. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Let's crush it. Let's absolutely crush it. Oh. Thank you very much. Ciao, ciao, ciao.